To be fair, to be fair, I have when I react to Saintontas content, I have really not been reacting to his content in particular, and mostly other people content that actually provides more information. Today is more of a treat. Today we're gonna review his actual content. Now, this is related to the Zenless Zone Zero's HP inflation, and I'm think you already seen what I've said about that video and how you already go into details with where Saintontas is going wrong and explain to people that Saintontas doesn't really understand or know how to play the game. Now let's see this has to
Topic
say
that I'm
because this
actually
is
very happy
basically
to
on EO,
discuss at
so
all. It is the ZZZ community and EO in particular being
okay,
a
so it's the
bunch
same
of
video
just
because of the
weirdos.
timestamp.
I'm going to be real with you over
All
here.
right, let's see what he
EO
has to
has
say.
uploaded a video
Hmm.
talking about how these simple mistakes are stopping your growth in Zenless Zone Zero.
And what I think about that video, I think that video was really good because it really showcased like things you because of the lack of information, how a game can become 10 times more difficult than how it should be easy. And honestly, that's true. Like even some boss in Honkai Star Rail, like for example, I love running my Fushuan with Akron, but I have to like venture because the boss, Nikador, is doing a lot of bad things when it comes down to sustaining. So I can't really sustain so easily Fushuan because it's gonna automatically take half my health. And then after half my health it's gonna break down. So Fushuan is struggling for 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 sustaining that mode. So I would have cleared the end game already, but because I'm struggling with that, I'm trying to either build Bailu up fully or when highest income I'm gonna get her because I have Lingsha. Lingsha is amazing, but I only have one Lingsha. I need two Lingshas. And if Hyacinth is that second Lingsha, then of course I have to get her. It Honkai Star is getting very expensive because I need Cypher, I'm gonna need Hyacinth, I'm gonna need Saber's Lycon. I need Castor's Lycon. I don't have Castor's Lycon. Oh my god, man. I need a lot of characters.
And
I need to
decided
play
to
the game
take
more.
gameplay from a past VOD of mine. This was uploaded a day ago. He
Hmm.
decided to take gameplay from a VOD that I had about 6 days ago,
Hmm.
talking about all the things that I'm doing wrong when it comes to playing my Hugo team and how you can just do all of these things better. And believe me when I say, at a baseline, I don't think it would have been that awful of a thing if this was a different community, if it wasn't ZZZ and it wasn't filled with, I'm just gonna be honest here, parted elitists. But let's just go ahead
Wait,
and
wait, wait, wait. So because it was made by EO and you call EO elitist. EO's not a Zenless Zone Zero elitist. He's just a try hard, really. And I think EO does a lot of good for the community more than bad. Yes, it does come with the fighting terms, and the fighting terms are very funny. And EO has made some of the greatest memes in the Zenless Zones community. It's amazing. I have complained about him before. I have made videos about him when he make bad take, but recently I realized that he has been making good takes, and I subscribe to him because he's really he's really doing a lot of good for the Zenless Zone community by showcasing things. He used this is the biggest disrespect a man could do to another man. He literally used Saintontas' bad gameplay as a way to show people how to play the game. There is no disrespect much more bigger than that. This is basically saying that Saintontas is talking. He doesn't know what he's talking. He's talking out of his ass. That's what he basically said. And it was amazing.
see what the comment section is looking like on this video. Let's
Oh
just
no,
read
he's
this
gonna read
comment.
the comments. No, 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 no. Don't tell me this is going where I think it go. Is he going to be reading the comment section and reacting to this video by not reacting to the video whatsoever and just reading the comment section? I hope you have the context by watching the video that I made previously about this and watching EO's video about this because I say this a lot of times. I think Saintontas have a brain because specifically, he will make sure not to watch the videos of things that will paint him in a bad light. And then he will play it to his audience like he's in the right. And because his audience are lazy and they're not going to do the right thing and do their research and actually watch the videos that he's talking about, you're going to be painted a picture like what Saint Tota says is true because you have a lack of information on what's going on. So you're just going to work with what he says. I hope this is not where it goes with this.
Real fast. As I said near the end of the video, anyone can learn this game. It's not hard to learn this game. This is obviously if you want to learn, implying that I don't want to learn, but pretending that it's the game's fault you personally aren't reading.
I don't think it's that Saint Totas don't want to learn. I just think Saint Totas can't read because I've seen him do it in Honkai Star Rail. I'm seeing him doing it here. He can't read. Like, if you go into Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact or Zenless Zone Zero and you don't have information on the boss, you will struggle. If I go, if I use my Lisa, let's say, I'm just giving an example, my Lisa, an electric catalyst user, and I decide to go fight an electric slime, which in lore is the purest form of elemental energy, and I do no damage towards that, am I the one that's stupid or the game is the one that's stupid? The game gives me the information that I should not be using an electric DPS that only do electric damage against a pure elemental electric entity. Is that the game's fault? They stopped giving me messages. Oh my god. Is that the game's fault? No, that's not the game's fault. That is my fault for not reading. That's why he likes Withering Waves, because Withering Waves, it doesn't matter what element you have, you can clear anything with everything. And it's like a brain dead way of going against gaming. Like you can just brute force your way through it. You don't have to really. The only thing you need to focus on is like your dodge, your parries, and hitting. But there's no deep mechanic when it comes down to fighting boss, other than cool move sets that you have to know to dodge, and that's it. And that's just the truth of the matter.
Paying attention or giving a fuck is disingenuous.
Hmm.
So let's keep this in mind. The purpose of EO in this video is to paint me as disingenuous. The fact that Saint still
How can we say we are painting you as disingenuous when you are being disingenuous? Like, and then again, as I said, I don't think it's him being disingenuous. I just think he just have a great lot of information on the game. So, say for example that nobody in his chat talked to him about what he's doing wrong against the bot, because in his chat, even his chat are telling him that he has to break the shield with your parries. Say for example, nobody tell him that. What would you think he'll make the video about? He will come online and say that Zenless Zone Zero's HP inflation is so bad that even the new units are struggling to clear endgame. That was what he would say. No doubt about it, 100%. And that's just the reality of it. This man literally plays these teams on Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, and Honkai Star Rail at a poor level and then put it as what the average player is. The average player is not going to play the game that terribly because the average player is going to have, from lore wise, a good information on how this boss fight because they either fight it in the story or story quests, or at the end of the day it just comes down to reading.
thinks that the problem is HP inflation and not his own shit gameplay shows how delusional he is.
Hmm.
Saint gameplay, Lamau, Skull. I think Saint is still not satisfied on complaining about HP
Oh no,
inflation.
he's
Oh
not.
no, I think we're done talking about HP inflation. All we're gonna talk about today is how absolutely fucking disgusting this community is. Proceeds to Both use skill and ult while the enemy is unstunned. Wait, this guy sucks. Ugh. Bro, Saint has to be rage baiting. He used ult out of stun. And so this is the thing, right? EO decided to
Okay, so you realize that now. Most of these players that are complaining are players that are actually playing the game, and this is why people say Saintontas is disingenuous, because when we have people like me, like other people that play these games, actually play these games, because the problem with these big content creators, mostly Tectone, because Tectone doesn't really play his games. I think Saint maybe plays games or he builds his game by himself, but he just go in it with the mentality that he should just mash buttons and complete end game. And to be fair, I don't want my end game to be like that. I don't want my end game to be something that I just come in and just mash buttons and that's it, GG's. The match is over. I don't want it like that. And fam, I just don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. There are people, friends that I have on YouTube that tell me that he's doing this because he knows what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I just think he's just that stupid. I honestly believe that he's just that stupid. Really and truly.
critically analyze my gameplay on Shiyu defense, right, from my stream. We just showed where he got the VOD from, right? Let's listen to a little bit about what he has to say. None of this is pre-watched, by the way.
Mhm.
Oh, even YouTube knows this video is shit and won't let it load.
Like what I'm pointing out. So the match starts. Days is already built up by like 43, right? Which is good. Good. Right here, there's a parry. Boom. Parry happens. Awesome. Should not have parried into Hugo, but it is what it is. I don't really know the set happening here. If the set isn't Hormone Punk, then it probably doesn't matter, right? But if it's Hormone Punk, then you've just wasted your buff.
By the way, he downloaded this. He downloaded the VOD as well, because I didn't upload this on YouTube. There was no YouTube video.
Of course, he won't upload this on YouTube. It was one of his chat that sent him that video, and since Saintontas don't want to give you the context of these things, it's one of Saintontas, the people that watch Saintontas actually clipped it and sent it, because really and truly in the real world you have people even with the fighting going on between communities that actually watch both communities at the same time. I used to watch Tectone for a long time, but I stopped watching Tectone when how he messed up the MTAR situation because he wouldn't take responsibility that he did wrong. He, I think he's the reason why Hextros quit as well, because Hextros got a lot of shit for that too. And then what he did with Mr. Pokey as well. So and then again, this is not about Tectone. It's really not about Tectone, but it's man, bro, come on, Saintontas, come on. He
Of
just
this. How do you use this guy's meter?
I'm not going to fault him for that exactly, but you do need to know that. You need to know that.
Listen to what I'm saying. How do you use this guy's meter?
The stun's almost here though, which is great. Here's what I would not have done in this moment.
He is hyper analyzing, backseating my gameplay. And you can listen from the comments that I'm saying in this video. This is the first time I have ever used Lighter or Hugo. The stream that EO is taking this gameplay from, you can see it right here.
okay. So okay. So you admit that this is the first time you're using Lighter and Hugo. You have no knowledge of what these people, all these kids work. And you know what he said after he couldn't use the team? Well, this guy sucks. Is it the character that sucks, or is it you that sucks, Saintontas? Because I'm really curious to know.
literally pull Hugo and Lighter on the very same day. Both of these units are completely new on my account. I have never used them before. I literally spend an hour on stream just grinding to build them because I've never used them before. And what this guy decided to do.
So on any of that time, Saintontas. Any of that time. No, this is a bullshit. This is a bullshit excuse. Because all right, let me get this. You see, the recent unit that I'm building right now, Bailu, because I'm trying to sustain a little bit for Akron's side, because I want to use the English with Firefly, because these unit people are saying are bad at the game right now in MOC. When I'm building up Bailu, but at the same time, I make sure I read her kit because I want to know how she plays, so I know what traces I need to level up in Honkai Star Rail. And that's just the simplest thing of that. If you're just going in blind and just leveling everything up to 10, not reading what the kit does, that's a waste of resources because you want to. There's this really cool thing that we call in game character building called priority. You're prioritizing this skill over the other skill because this skill will give you more value. And how are you not gonna know that? Wait a minute. Look, man, if you interrupt me, I don't remember where I was in the video, so I'm just gonna continue from here.
Was hyper analyze my gameplay, poke all of these fucking holes in it.
Oh yeah, whatever thing I was talking about is totally valid. Like hyper analyzing. Like I think I did the same thing when I was talking about what he picked for endgame in MOC and how it was freaking terrible. Like I don't think what Io was talking about either was too deep. Like this is common knowledge because as you can see, other people are talking about it, using their ults while the enemy is not stunned. Like even worse, not breaking the shield and stuff like that. I think these are all common knowledge by people that actually play the game. And when you're a tourist and you're just coming into a game, you're it's such a freaking entitlement way of thinking if you're gonna be the one that gonna defend like I should be a tourist not play the game come in and be able to clear end game, which is something that is basically end game. It's in the name for a reason. It is like a statement, a status of I know this game, I can build the units properly, and I know the enemies that I'm going up against. It's entitlement by Saintontas and crew.
Knowing that this is the first time I've ever used 2 out of 3 units on my team. Are you serious? Is this real? This is the type of content that we're going to do. We're basically just going to farm hate against my gameplay. Get your comments section to start talking shit about my lack of understanding of the game's mechanics and how the kit works when I literally pulled the units on record. I pulled the units less than 2 hours ago. And this is what we decided we wanted to VOD review. This is the type of stuff that we decided we want.
Saint, why didn't you read the kit? As a simple question, Saint. Why didn't you read the kit? Like, it's the basic thing that 5-year-olds can do. Why didn't you read the kit? Are you that stupid? Of course, you're gonna struggle if you don't read, and that's why you're having problems. Genshin Impact, Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, it's a reading game. And if you're struggling with reading, just say so. It's as simple as that, Saintontas.
Wanted to backseat. Somebody who pulled the
Even if you can't read Saintontas, watch a guide video. Braxifo makes really good guide videos and characters. He can help you out. They're really simple, really easy to understand. It's okay. Even for the mentally challenged people, this game could be easy. There's help out there. If you want anybody to help you, like understand the bosses, like you can contact Tectone. I think Tectone can read. So there's
units
help out
2
there.
hours ago. Is this real? Using 2 EXs and ult with Hugo in one setting is diabolical work. He doesn't deserve to be endgame. If you even use the character's kit properly, this is somehow worse than charge attack Hugo. This is the type of absolute fucking idiosity, enviosity,
Enviosity.
that you're farming in your comment section, EO. This is something that you're deciding you wanted to undertake, and I'm gonna be entirely honest here. This is some of the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. Saint can't even understand the basic mechanics, and he has the audacity to complain about HP inflation. This is what skill issues look like in their natural habitat. Yeah, I pulled the unit 2 fucking hours ago. And this is literally my first time ever using the 2 of them together. And because EO decided to go ahead, hyper-analyze this gameplay, give unsolicited fucking advice that nobody fucking asked for, this is what his comment section is looking like.
Trying to
Like,
make a video
seriously?
and my nephew's
This
like,
is what
fucking-
you decided you wanted to farm. A 20-minute segment from my stream. Let's see how long I play Shiyu defense. I'm still farming. A 10-minute segment for my stream where I play Shiyu defense for the first time with the 2 units. And you decided you wanted to hyper-analyze that. And you want to know the best part? EO actually intentionally decides not to show gameplay of me playing a team that I actually know how to use. You want to know what the gameplay looks like for a team that I actually know how to use? I'll show you right here.
You know, the next thing about it is like, actually, it wasn't necessarily that he doesn't know to use a team. It was the boss itself. The core thing about the video was about the boss, because he didn't understand that he had to break the shield of the boss in order to do damage, and then he doesn't use stun. Let's see what he says, like the team that he can play. Let's
check this out. This is my gameplay of me using my Miyabi team that I actually know how to use. Let's just see what happens after this.
There's no time to lose.
whoa. Saint. There's no way you just wasted. Oh no, Saint.
There's no time to lose.
Okay, look at this. So Saint say he knows to play this team. Now, what this ult is from Nicole is a defense thread. Now, look how Saintontas doesn't use the defense thread. Alright, so you see that over there? The defense thread is over there. Is Saint gonna use this? Because Saint say he knows to play this team. Is Saint gonna use this? No. It's all the way over there, and he's over here doing basic attacks. So this is a team you know to use, Saint. Are you saying that you know to use this team? Because this over here that you're not using, Nicole's ult that you're not using, Saint. You're not using this. This is not being used. And you say you know to use this team. You're just spamming buttons. Saint. And you have skill issues. I know it's hard for you to come to the conclusion that you do, but Saint, you have skill issues. And that's just life. Come on, bro.
Victory, the only option.
Look. Man is just spamming buttons.
This team is nuts, bro.
You asked for it. You're still on it.
Bro's not even moving. Just so you know, these bosses actually have a second and third phase where they become invulnerable for like 10 seconds. And you'll realize that shit didn't actually trigger a single time. This team is nuts.
No forgiveness.
Say, I think you're mixing up the bosses. That's not the boss that have the second phase, bro. Come on, bro. No, that's not a boss, man. That's an elite, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, Saint. You can't make it look this bad that you don't understand the game, bro. You can't make it look this bad because this is not even. Oh my God, he's so bad at the game. Oh, same.
They didn't even get to do their phase. You want to see how fast I end up clearing that side? Move. That side is done in a minute and 3 seconds. I take 2 minutes on the other side. I literally have 2 minutes left to get an S. EO decided to leave out this part of the clear where I go ahead and I play like a freak and I like skip the mechanics.
What freak, bro? It's so cringe, bro. It's so cringe. You're not good at the game, Saint. You're just accept it. You're just not good at the game. Come on.
And I get a 3-minute clear, and bro just decides to hyperfixate on this part where I'm playing the characters for the very first time ever, and then talk about all the awful things that I'm doing. Look at this guy play like trash over here. You need to learn from this guy about what not to do. He's playing like an absolute idiot. Here's what a good run looks like. This is what you're supposed to do if you're actually good at the game. And we decide to take footage again. Less than 2 hours after I pulled the units. EO, I'm going to be entirely honest with you. Are you this butthurt about your...
I think Saint is hurt about us, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna continue saying this for the rest of my life. Like, you learn the units before you start playing it. Read Saintontas. Read. You can't. You even understand. You hear yourself right now. Look, when it comes down to, let's say, a PUBG streamer, like what I used to do, PUBG, car racing and stuff like that. In order to put things on the internet, you have to be at a high level. That is what you represent as a content creator. That you understand the games and you're really good at gaming. So by you doing yourself a disservice by not even just reading it out with chat and like understanding the kids, because every other content creator do it. Every other content creator do it. They read it, they on stream, they understand it. That's more content for you, bro. To read out the content, you can even brainstorm it with your audience at the same time. I don't think they would ever complain about it. But if you're just go in blindfolded and expect to do tons of damage without knowing the kit or anything like that, then that makes no sense, bro. This is not an excuse. You can't say the excuse I have problem with this character is because I have the character in just 2 hours. So are you telling me that everybody that has the unit in 2 hours are gonna struggle with the unit? That's goddamn foolish. Really insane.
game inflating HP by 58% in 3 patches? Are you this butthurt about the HP in version 2.0 being 150% of what it was in 1.0? Are you this butthurt about somebody talking about how you're being an absolute fucking elitist and trying to gatekeep endgame from other people when you are on the record saying, if you're gonna play casually, don't step onto this side of the court. If you're going to play casually, don't play Shiyu defense. You don't deserve to play Shiyu defense. You don't deserve to get the rewards. You should get fucked because you're not willing to grind like me. I'm the only motherfucker that deserves...
Because here why this is a stupid argument from saying. Like, if the end game was freaking easy as the story mode, nobody would play it. Or nobody would... Alright, I don't think nobody would play it. You have people complaining like what they do in Genshin Impact for the past 4 or 5 years, where they complain that endgame is too easy, they need more challenge. That's been the criticism of Genshin Impact for years. For years, that the game is too easy. You can clear the game in 4-star. There's no point. Make endgame a little bit harder. That was always the complaint with Genshin Impact. And now we have games like Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero. Well, Zenless Zone Zero is pretty easy. But Genshin Impact, no, I'm sorry. But Honkai Star Rail that makes the challenge a little bit more difficult. And now we complain that the challenge is too difficult. This is the perfect example that shows that for the disgruntled ex-Genshin Impact players, or the people that hate Hoyoverse and have an agenda against Hoyoverse, it doesn't matter what Hoyoverse do. Hoyoverse can put out 100 polls. We will still be complaining. They will still be complaining. And that's just the truth of the fact. And do I think wouldn't raise the competition to Genshin Impact? Absolutely not. The only competition there is really to Genshin Impact is Honkai Star Rail. Because they're the only one that have been matching Honkai Genshin Impact and even beating Genshin Impact from time and time again. Winning Waves has never gone past 53 million up. Never. And I don't think they ever will. Yes, this patch will be really good, but I don't think it's passing 70 million. They come out with all kind of excuses to defend Wuthering Waves by saying that Wuthering Waves PC sales is not being counted. When they're kind of failing to realize that Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and NSO Zero are on PC as well. They're on PlayStation 5 as well. So that's sales that aren't counted yet. It could be 200, 300 millions for these. But you know what?
Praise, because I'm good at the game. I'm the only motherfucker that deserves praise in the ZZZ community, in the Shi-Yu defense community, because I'm good at the game, because I grind my rotations, because I'm a backseat, a VOD of somebody playing a unit for the first time, and hyper.
I think many people don't really get this. That I don't even have to ask EO this. I'm pretty sure this is for EO. EO is not even trying. EO is not even sweating this game. Because I have a friend that plays Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm for like religiously. I used to play with, and when we play that hardcore, we sweat. This man is not sweating. This man is just taking it easy like a Sunday. Man is walking around showcasing how Saintontas is doing messed up. And worse, he's doing more damage than Saintontas. And he was just walking around just showcasing like what Saintontas was doing horribly in the game.
Analyze it and talk about why they're not playing well, knowing it's the first time they ever pulled the unit and they
Saying that's a fucking terrible excuse. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. That's a terrible fucking excuse for a content creator. You are not an average player. You are a content creator representing the game. Shut the fuck up. You should read the kit before you play the characters. That's a fucking bad excuse. And I'm getting pissed. It's the fucking bad excuse. You know why I don't come on the internet and talk about shit that I don't know? Because I'm on the internet. I'm being publicly criticized every single thing that I do. So before I do anything, I make sure that I'm absolutely talking with some knowledge of what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna just talk up my fucking ass. And that what Saint Tota says. Somebody that's just talk out of his fucking ass and doesn't understand shit about Zenless Zone Zero and then complain that he can't clear endgame or that endgame is a little bit difficult or this character sucks when he is the one that sucks because he has no understanding on how to use the units. That's that's fucking bad, bro. Honestly to God, that's bad. There's no excuse of it. I was right. Mind you, I didn't watch this video. I was right that when Saintontas knows that this video will paint him in a bad light, he specifically doesn't really watch much of the video or any part of the video whatsoever, and try to paint it as try to draw one part of the argument and try to run on that to make it look like he won when he didn't won. And his audience is gonna eat it up because his audience are brain dead as fuck. Like they don't even understand the or know the care courtesy of like listening to the other side. And to be fair, I didn't listen to EO side. You saw that video, but I am not gonna say that I'm not gonna go on to Sainton's side and hear what he has to say about it. And this is what he has to say about it. Didn't watch the video at all. Just skimmed through a few part about it. Like basically just talking about the main topics while not showing the actual contents of the video. And why? Because the actual contents of the video makes him look like such an ass. Like it's not even funny how bad it made it look. But he will not play it for his audience because you know what? His audience don't know it. They're gonna just come in the chat and defend Saint Otas with jargons and like man, bro, man.
literally pulled the unit less than 2 fucking hours ago. And I'm going to intentionally not show that they got a 3-minute clear, that they got a 1 minute on their Miyabi side. I'm intentionally not going to show them actually playing the game well because I want to pay.
Wait. So wouldn't this mean that um we were right all along that HP inflation is not really an issue? Because if you're still able to clear it, wouldn't that mean that HP inflation is not an issue? And if Saintontas, if EO is making showing you how you did terrible at the game, then doesn't this mean that even the people that play the game bad can still clear in game? Which means their narrative is being slipped. Isn't that right? I'm very curious in that. Very.
Them as an absolute casual. I want to make sure my community actually points out the skill issue they have.
I don't think he's a casual. I like that's messed up. Like casual players, and I'm being honest. Whenever a casual player see a yellow button, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna parry. You think they're gonna run and hide and like try to spam alt spam skills? No, they're gonna parry. The parry, to be honest, in Xenophon Zero is one of the most satisfying feelings in gacha gaming. Really, it's really nice when you can parry. It's very easy to do, and it feels really good when you do it. I'm being completely honest. It doesn't really have to do with skill issues. Like the gap for you to parry is way bigger than compared to Wither Race, but it feels really good to parry. So majority, basically all of the casual players are going to parry. And this man did not parry. He was just brute forcing it. And he fucked up. Like, bro, come on. You do not represent the casual community of Zenless Zone Zero. You represent a tourist. I don't. Some beyond tourist, visitor, alien, somebody that is brand new to the world. I I don't.
Want my community to make fun of them. I'm going to lie through omission and intentionally frame them as somebody that doesn't know anything about
Lying
this
through
game
omission.
so that I can bag on them.
The funniest thing about it is, I think, I think I know which content creator is talking about because that's all the content creator talk about. That said, lots of lies through omission. Woo. Oh my god. I'm sorry the quality of the video. I think you may or may not have heard like an on going on in the background noise of my little nephew and his friends and stuff like that. And I apologize for that. Yeah, this video could be betterly done better, but I just really had to make this video right now. I don't care how the quality looks in my voice. If you don't like my voice, this one fan, Saintontas fan that come in, or if you don't like the way I present the video or anything like that, fuck off, whatever it is. But I'm gonna shit on the content creator because like that's the name of the game. I was right. He was not gonna really watch the video. He was just gonna try to use this video as to paint the narrative while he not reacting to the actually giving the video an actual reaction. Because if he does, and I can't say he didn't pre-watch this. This is goddamn foolish. Because how he knows that this video tear him apart? How did he know that? How did he know that? How did he know which clip he was reacting to? How did he know that? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Like it's very easy to have more than one account. Trust me, I have. I have another channel that's a lot bigger than this. I have. So it's not hard. It's not hard. And to switch them is not hard. Just go into YouTube and just switch. As simple as that. Until that's you're
Continue
doing
to
good
incite
work.
my community to talk shit and discredit them, even though they actually do know how to play the game. But as I decided to fucking spawn camp their
That is fucking bullshit. Even what's worse, it showed it in his chat when he was playing it that people were telling him that he had to break the shield. People in his chat was telling him that he had to play the shield. Don't mix your audience in it. And only people in your audience that are agreeing with you are the ones that don't play the game. And that's just the name of it. So if your audience is the one that are telling you that you need to break the shield of the dog, then what are you even talking about, man? What are you even talking about? Come on. I have never spoken to a Zenless Zone Zero player that struggles with this. Never. Never. I don't know what you're talking about.
fucking VOD like a vulture to pick out bits and pieces that I can use to discredit them. Seriously? Really? That's what you want to do? Oh boy, oh fucking boy. I see why there are so many comments about me on ZZZ talking about how I can't play Hugo. Talking about, oh, this guy's clearly retarded. He used the skill and ultimate of Hugo outside of the stun window. Yeah, because it's my first fucking time using the character. But I guess you're framing it in a way where apparently I read their entire kit, I took them into the training mode, and I'm still making retarded mistakes like
I don't. I've watched the video. I don't think um EO said that. I think EO said that didn't really understand the characters because he didn't play it, or he didn't read the kit before. I think EO's point was that he wasn't reading things in the game. I don't think he said that you knew how to play the character. I don't think anybody did say that. And even in the video that he played, you hear EO say that he's not gonna fault him for that because I think he just didn't read that part. So EO was coming into it expecting that you didn't have, or well, I'm talking you, I'm talking Saint. Saintontas didn't have knowledge on the boss or knowledge on the characters. And like anybody that actually play Yugo or play Lighter or and look at how Saintontas play would have immediately picked up on it that you didn't read the kit. There's nobody that's gonna look at it and say, like, even for me, even for the Honkai Star video that I made on him, like, I didn't make that video and say, how should I say this? My issue with saying was that he didn't read and he built his characters poorly. You can't be playing these games and not be reading. That's dumb, very dumb. You're gonna struggle. Of course, you're gonna struggle if you do that. Eh, bro, come on, come on.
that. Because that's the narrative that people are spreading right now. That I read the kits, but then still don't know how to play the fucking units because you decide.
All right, so out there, if you're going out and saying Saint Totas read the kit and spreading misinformation, that's false. We hear from him himself. It's just that he's not reading the kits whatsoever, which is what he said. There's no way he can say that he didn't say that. He basically said he wasn't reading the kit and he expected. This is entitlement 101. He expected to just level up the units and be able to clear endgame. Not reading the kits whatsoever or anything like that. And that's just stupid. Honestly to God, that's just stupid. Come on, bro. Braxophone videos aren't too long. Braxophone videos are like 17 to 10 minutes. And they're very fun and very entertaining. Oh, Maggie. You can watch Maggie's videos. Maggie does. I'm talking for Wither Waves. If you need help with Wither Waves, you can watch Maggie's videos. She knows what she's talking about. So come on, bro. There are content creators out there that can help you with this.
Decided to hyper analyze a failed clear because I did not know literally how to play the units because it was my first time ever using Lighter or Hugo in this fucking game. Seriously? This is what we want to do to prove your point? Pretending that it's the game's fault you personally aren't reading, paying attention, or giving.
Okay, he did say it. Pretending it's the game fault. Personally, aren't reading. Aren't reading. Now, is he wrong there? Saintonta said that he didn't read the kit. EO said he isn't reading. Do- Is both of those situations different, or are they the same thing? He said he's not reading, and Saintota says he's not reading the kits because he just get the units. And I really need to ask you guys a simple question: like, are you do do you not read your kits of your characters before you start playing them? Am I the only one that does it? Like when I, as I said, example, when I'm building Bailu, I actually read their kit to see what their kit does, and what I will find as valuable are I need to upgrade a level faster. So I know if this character scales with attack, I should give her attack. If she scales with HP, I should give her HP. Am I the only one that's reading these things? Genuinely, I'm curious.
A fuck is disingenuous. We decided to VOD review the first time I ever used a unit, so you can paint me as disingenuous. That's why we're making an entire dedicated fucking video about you, EO. Because the only person that looks disingenuous in this entire conversation is you and your dog shit elitist community. I'm
Okay, the only one that looks disgenerous is EO. Now let's look at it from both sides. Saintontas, and I apologize again. I truly apologize for the video and any background noises in this video or anything like that. I just don't have the time right now to do it, to change it up, because I'm like running short. I have to go back and like manage my personal life stuff, work. So let's put this into context. Saintontas got a unit, two units actually. He said he got 2 units in one day. He leveled them up. He leveled up their skills. Mind you, he's in the area where the skills are, where the basic attack are, your parries. Didn't read them, just decided to level them up, not reading them, as he said, not knowing how the characters work, level it up. Immediately decided to test it out in Shinyu Defense. Went in there, spamming basic attack, spamming EX skills, spamming ults, and then complain that the character sucks, which was what he said in the video. The video got clipped by probably a viewer that watches both Saintontas and EO, and then they give EO the video. This is not something that EO went to find for himself. This is something that EO got as a video from a follower. So EO looked at the video and EO said he doesn't really want to throw shade. He's just gonna use it as an example that how people may struggle with the game and then come around and say that the game is difficult when they're not reading. And in his video, to be fair, it is a messed up way to do it, but Saintontas absolutely deserved it. He basically showed what Saintontas was doing. He gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying that he probably doesn't know he didn't read the character, so he doesn't really understand how to use the character. And then EO specifically talked about things that he was doing bad, and he was trying to figure out what in the video is the reason why the viewer send him the video. He was trying to basically figure out that. And then when he looked at it and figured it out and saw that he was not playing these units correctly and then complaining that these units are bad, he then used the video to showcase for people that maybe, I don't think anybody didn't know that. I think the one people that the same tone that's viewer that doesn't play Genesis Zero, to show him that this would have been what Saint Totas could have done if he actually understand the boss mechanics and understand the kits of the characters that he's playing. Is that something hard? Not really. He then goes on to say that Hugo is one of the easiest players to play as long as you understand his basic mechanics of the kit. And like, to be fair, I don't think Saint even know that he can hold the attack button for a special attack. I don't think Saint even know that because he just doesn't read, and that's what Eo's complaint was. Like if you don't read something, of course you're gonna struggle with endgame because you're not reading and you're not putting in the time and you're expecting all the rewards, and that's basically what Eo did in his videos. Then we have Saintontas come back, decide to paint it because really and truly, Saintontas doesn't really care about the outside world, what the outside world thinks about him. The people that actually know the game and actually knows that what he's talking about is bullshit. He's just farming his audience. And his audience are just people that hate Genshin Impact because Tech don't hate Genshin Impact. And hate Oyoverse because Tech don't hate Oyoverse. Saints audience isn't Saints audience, but is the Tectone's audience of players that hate would Hoyoverse games because they just hate it. And that's just part of life. He then proceeds to do exactly what I said he was gonna do. Mind you, I didn't watch this video. Like this video came out. How long this video came out for? I'm not sure, but I didn't watch this video. But he then proceeds to not show a lot of the context of the video and pick one specific area that he didn't read the kit. He just got the unit and decide to defend himself by saying that he just got the unit and he didn't read the unit and that's why he struggled. Well, that's kind of weird. That boss has been in the game for a while, Saintontas. So are you just fighting that boss for the first time? That's quite interesting. Now, the last thing I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to read what Saintontas had to say and what some of his comment sections are talking about. So he said for all the brainwash EO viewers running to this video to talk about how it's all about boss mechanics, here's a top stop of the video he clipped. That's dumb because as I said, we watched the full context of the video. So I know he was talking about the boss mechanics that the reason why he's not breaking the shield was because he didn't know that he has to parry. It's in the video. I even posted the video on my channel. It's there. What are you talking about, Saint? And this is the other thing that I really hate with Saint. Like when Saint decide to use evidence, the evidence is never the full context. The evidence is what he wants to use as a full context. So anybody outside of the circle, anybody inside that circle is not going to get the full context of whatever he's saying. I've seen this man, Saintontas, in order to use to figure out what Ankai Star players are talking about the live stream, go into his own channel in his ecosystem to figure out what they're saying. You're not that big, Saintontas. You are not the majority of people. Why don't you look at the actual Honkai Star live stream audience and what they say? Because it was completely different than what you're saying. It is what it is. You'll find me parrying the dog 3 consecutive times right as it spawned in. This is literally right after his horrifying review. Baba showcase intentionally took the worst possible looking from a 6 hour stream to create his rant narrative. Interesting. Okay, so the whole community constantly throws out skill issue at anyone who has legitimate criticism of their game. No, not really. Because it is. I don't want my end game to be easy. I don't want my end game to be the same thing as story quest, or else there will be nothing to do. There will be nothing to work towards. There will be no point of me building a strong, very strong Akron because like mid Akron is gonna clear everything regardless. That makes no sense, bro. Oh, and Mr. Pokey, the man they hate the most. Mr. Pokey almost had a heart attack when Eo didn't finish the job and finish the match in Castaral tournament. And the turn-based game that had the strongest characters of all time. The what he's mentioning is when EO didn't level his traces. I gave him shit about that too. It was so funny because it was a tournament and he didn't level the traces to the max. It was, oh my god, bro. That was fun time. HP inflation is a myth. Power creep is a joke. We're all pawns controlled by something greater. Hoyoverse. I don't even understand what that is. I feel EO is trying to make a point that if you don't know every little detail about the game, then any critique you make is invalid. Unfortunately for him, the truth is this. So, how should I put this? Let me read this off fully. The casual player will determine. Unfortunate for him, the truth is the casual players who determine if the game's successful or not. So if somebody like Saint who just plays the game on the side critiques it, his opinion is representative of 95% of CCC player base, while EO just represents the top 5 sweaty elitists. That's dumb. Because then again, as I said, like the things that's, if you think what EO did in his videos was the hardcore things, like you're you're dog shit in the game. And that's the honest truth. If you think what EO did in that video, man's not even sweating. He didn't even pull anything special. If you think that is hardcore gaming, then you're dog shit at the game. And that's just the honest truth of the matter. You are dog shit at the game if what you think EO did was some hardcore shit. Man didn't mention negative edge, man didn't mention Kara canceling, man didn't mention anything in the sweaties aspect. What are you talking about, bro? Then again, as I said, this is one of Saintontas videos. So I don't think he even noticed the video or see the video actually. Most people who play a gacha game like Zenazone Zero aren't going to consume a ton of its guides and min-max every piece of gear or perfect. I literally made a video recently that I was clearing endgame without a W engine on one of my characters. Completely missing. And I didn't even notice it was missing. What are these people talking about? It is insane, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Gotcha. Because casual and people who are like playing like gaming, but oh my god. Let me see the comments on it because this man went on a light novel. If you have seen the video, you would have known that this video wasn't about every single detail, but about just knowing how to the character work. Saint didn't watch it. I wonder why. Exactly what I'm talking about. But he literally didn't play the characters correctly and said, "Whoa, Hugo is dog shit." Exactly what we're talking about. Imagine me going into Tower of Adversary and playing Zani with using basic attack, skill, ultimate without boss from Phoebe or Shorekeeper, and then say things like, "Wow, Zani's dog shit." That is exactly. Oh man, bro, bro. Good points. Really good points. Absolutely, really good points, bro. Honestly, EO is not asking much. Literally asking players to read the kit, bro. Bro, I'm not reading all that, but you're probably right. Okay, bro. Oh my god, bro. Honestly, to God, this needs to stop. This really needs to stop. Saintontas is just. He's just bad at the game, bro. Like, what Ego was talking about was not even advanced. It was just basic knowledge of the game. And where are we getting to the point where we shouldn't even know basic parts of the game in order to clear end game? What the hell is going on here? What really is going on here? This is goddamn stupid, bro. Come on.